Start.
So being Bengali, আমি প্রথমেই শুরু করব বাংলা ভাষা দিয়ে, কারণ বাংলা ভাষাটাই হচ্ছে আমাদের আসল শক্তি বা ভাবা বা চিন্তা বা পরিকল্পনার একটা প্রধান উৎস। আমাদের এই উৎসটা মাতৃভাষার মাধ্যম দিয়ে আমরা বেড়ে উঠি। আমাদের চিন্তাধারাটা এইভাবেই তৈরি হয়ে থাকে, সমস্ত চিন্তাটা আমাদের বাংলাতে। কিন্তু আজকের বর্তমান যুগে যেটা আমরা করি বা বর্তমান যুগে যেটা আমাদের প্রাধান্যতাটা চলে এসছে ইংরেজি ভাষার প্রাধান্যতাটা, যেটা প্রাথমিকভাবে আমরা সেকেন্ড ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ পড়ি আর পরবর্তী পর্যায়ে সেটা ফার্স্ট ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ হয়ে যায় যখন আমরা ফার্দার স্টাডি করি। সো নাও ইন দিস রিগার্ড জাস্ট আই ওয়ান্ট টু clarify or narrate something in regard to this English education. How can we get energy or get a hold, perfect hold, so that we can deliver in comparison to that English medium student? But before that, I would say, we the public have a concept and we bear a concept that perhaps English medium students are much more advanced in regard to English and in regard to educational system. But the system is same. But here in Bengal we do find, and sometimes we do compare with the English medium students, and we do find the difference. But it is absurd, it is not possible, it is not that much graded educational system. But I would say Bengali medium students and the government schools are much more advanced, and in regard to infrastructure we are much developed. Our schools are much developed. Our teachers are much more talented because they are being appointed by the government through their talent, through their examination, competitive exams. They used to appear there after they get a post as a teacher. The responsibility is with them because they are highly talented, we do find. But here we the peoples are less educated and we cannot find or we cannot evaluate the exactness about the teaching system and the process. And I would say basically it is considered to be the second language, but onwards gradually we develop 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 that our syllabus, our curriculums is much more advanced in regard to the balancing system. How can we introduce ourselves from English medium? Because whenever just our students or the aspirants they wanted to develop their concept, their ideas, their knowledge being at college, and initially they face the problem due to English. But here I would say, if their basic knowledge is made, if they are trained, they must be developed gradually. But all at a sudden it is not expected because we are not habituated, our environment is not much advanced just to converse with others, and our teachers sometimes feel hesitation or reluctant just to teach the students using English. But exactly it is not that. If we format that, so if we start teaching the students using English from the beginning, they will be familiar with that English. It's a concept, and I have experience in this regard. All the teachers and those who are the English teachers there must have experience about this system. This system is very much effective and we need to introduce, and we are already with that syllabus and our teachers are continuing with us. But the teachers should be, the students should be always conscious and they should be attentive at their education. However, no comments can be made. No teachers are bad and no school's government is bad. But sometimes we make comments that is a fake comment, that is a baseless comment, that is not valued at all. You want, and our guardians, everybody wants. We need to have our educational system to be developed. But being in the developed systems, we cannot find out, we cannot guess, we cannot dictate whether the government school better or the English medium school. I know, and you know, everybody knows that in English medium students, most of the students, the teachers are not paid that amount and should be suitable for them. So ultimately, the quality teachers are not available in English medium students mostly. But in the central education, perhaps the teachers are highly educated, but their infrastructures, their administration is not that much strict so that the students follow. However, the responsible students, they are being conscious and they know their responsibility, and they being dutiful, they attend the classes and they pay the respect to the teachers, and they become regular to the schools and they get education like this way. However, I would say in this regard, we have an intention and the trend to make about the government schools educational system is comparatively not high or not valued enough, but exactly not that. But nowadays I do find the science students, they are leaving these states and they are making a comment against our educational system. This system should not be. This type of degradation should not be uttered from our versification. Rather, we should go into the depth of the teachers and their attitude, their way of educational system, how they teach the students. That is important much. But we hardly get time, and we hardly have time just to evaluate that being with the teachers. We should never share our ideas. I am very much regretted and I feel sad when I do find leaving Bengal, they are going somewhere else. Being with that infrastructure, with the advanced infrastructures, we do not try to find out its reality. So materiality at education is exactly can be performed, and our endeavors, that the teachers endeavor, always in favor of the students. But it is not considered, it is not be under our evaluation. However, I do find nowadays all the teachers being responsible, they are performing their teachings and being conscious and being attentive and sincere, they are teaching the students. Today, I would say, and I would ask all the students, they should be sincere, they should pay respect to the teachers while they are in the schools. So there must be some gap in understanding, but we should have a compromise. The teachers are always agree to compromise with the students, and they used to, and they ask the students frequently, so what is your problem? So if you have that problem, we are here just to solve your problems. So unless until we take this one, unless until just we become free with the teachers and we do not become this what is called the sincere and responsible, and our accountability being student should be always sincere. But instead of doing this, instead of following this one, just we perhaps do not blame, but we are not satisfied what the students are found not satisfied, as well as the guardians. This is the wrong. And I would say all that governments, their intention is to teach the students and make their state should be, their state must be in an account, or either they should have a perfect result, or the performance should be always cracking. But here, once in West Bengal, we were very much popular and our educational system was really acceptable and famous in the country. But nowadays, for the timings it might be, but it would never continue, I am sure, and I can assure all the students not to leave. And being sincere and being regular, they should always be attentive at their lessons. So now, we should first, all the students should first, they should feel, they should realize what is their duty to be. Being at school, what they do. They should be thoughtful, they should be trained, and they should be guided by the guardian. Because the responsibility does not soldered on, it is not soldered on the teachers. The guardian should come forward and to have his ideas to be shared with the teachers. What are lacking? What is our trailing? So in this regard, I would say, if we think it like this way, if we adopt this knowledge in our school, I think the systems will be developed. And within a period, means 1 or 2 months or 6 months, I think our educational system will be developed, and our citizens are always sincere, they are regular, they are attentive, and they are respectful at their duties. So I would say the students being in Bengal try to be a Bengali, and our mother tongue should always be strong. If our mother tongue is strong, then we can interpret the same thought or the theme or our theory that we can theorize, interpreting that English. That is the system, and that should be, and we should be there. And being with the teachers, we should always share our ideas, and I think it will be better and should be acceptable by the teachers, by the students, as well as the guardians. But I would say the guardians should always, and as well as the teachers should always be tabled, or either they should be associated, and sharing ideas, we can solve our existing problems. That's all. Nothing more today. And thereafter, just I shall introduce with you all the students how can we introduce and how can we get the strong concept at English, how can we interpret our Bengali thoughts into English. Our thinkings, our theories, our lessons can be interpreted easily, and that the process is to be altered or something is to be changed. And I know the teachers can when the teachers can follow this one, but the students are also needed there to be understood, and they should follow the same as the teachers say. So this system is called educational system. No system is wrong, and our government is sincere at it, and we the teachers are responsible, and we are being responsible to teach the students. Okay, sir. No more. Later onwards, I shall say you in this regard more. Thank you.